Linda, and I work at the Goochland branch of the Pamunkey Regional Library. Today I have a little tutorial for you to make some painted stamp books. I'm sure you've heard of these or seen them around. They look similar to this. This is kind of just an example I was experimenting with, but you can decorate them however you like. And I'll go over the supplies with you. Here I have 3 books. These are paperback books, and I try to pick ones that are about the same size that kind of line up, but you can use whatever books you want, and you could use hardcover books. We need some chalk paint and a paintbrush. I have the foam brush. These are inexpensive. You could use any paintbrush, would probably work just as well. And I have some rubber stamps to spell out our words, and a stamp pad. And I do have some baby wipes here that kind of help clean up the stamps, but I'll show you that in the tutorial. And to decorate, you could use some twine for the more rustic or farmhouse look, or ribbon, or you could add some flowers, however you want to decorate them afterwards. So I will get you a close-up and I'll show you how to create the stamp books. So what I did was I went ahead and took the covers off of the books, and your top book is going to need to be painted on the top and the side, of course. Your other 2 books underneath, you won't need to worry about the top. Just the side, of course, that's the only thing that's going to be showing. And then you could put your paint, I probably should put this in a little tray of some sort, but it'll work. So we can start painting the top and the side, because this will be my top book. And everything is still there. All we did was take off the cover and just a couple of the first pages just to get down to a clean page, or a mostly clean page with just not much writing on it. And I'll show you a list of sayings, that you can put on the side, on the spine of your book, but you can make it your own, personalize it however you want. I mean, some people put home sweet home or love lives here, that type of thing. Or you could put the names of your children, or important dates, marriage dates or birth dates, that sort of thing. Happy fall, anything you like. But you get the idea. So what I'm going to do is this needs to set up, this needs to dry 15 minutes or maybe longer. You just really want it to be very dry before you start the stamping process. So we're going to let this set up, and then we will come back for your next step. Now that our books have had a chance to dry, we're going to go ahead and start stamping. So this is a time that you'll think about what you want to put on your books, what kind of writing or saying you want to put on your books. And I'd like to work backwards, but you can line up your words however you like. Let's see, so we're gonna start out, I'm starting with faith, And you kind of want to pick books that, if you use the rubber stamps, I think it's probably easier if you have a book that the spine is somewhat thick, that it's easier to stamp, that you have enough room. All right, so I'm going to stamp this, and you see how the edges, if you don't want the edges to show up like that, just kind of wipe with a cloth. A cloth might work, but just a little baby wipe to get those edges off. And there are different ways that you can use the stamps, but this is for the rubber ones. So I try to get the edges off. And if it shows up a little bit, that's fine. This is kind of a rustic look, so we're not trying to be perfect here. And if you want, you could just let it dry, but I'm trying to go ahead and give you an idea at least of how this is going to look. Okay, so and some people are more particular about how your letters line up, that you could put a little dot there maybe, or try to space them out. But again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue working on this, and I will see you back when we have a more finished product. So now we have our finished product that you can add any type of flower or ribbon. I just chose to use twine on this group. And we also have a list here of possible sayings that you could put on your books, or just come up with your own. The other thing I was going to mention is that earlier in the video I was talking about the edges on the stamps. So when you stamp them and you print it on your books, it's going to come up with those edges, and that's probably, you know, fine if that's the way you want it to look, and then that'll give you a mark to where to put your next letter. I took mine off, but it's just personal preference, and that's what I was using the little wipe for, but I don't think you could see it at the time. So, and that is your finished product. Thank you for joining me here today to learn how to make painted stamped books, and I hope you'll try this at home and just try different ways of decorating, or you could use it as a gift, but I hope you will experiment with it, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.